Will it finally be time? Is it time for the Nintendo Direct? An actual Direct? Even though Nintendo Direct Mini was pretty cool. What's up guys, HMK here once again, and now it's time for a bit more information about that Nintendo Direct leak that I was talking about in a previous video, that Kelios has gone on and decided to give us an actual date, or an estimate of a date of where the Nintendo Direct can fall at the end of this month, July, which is going to be, drumroll please, July 20th, which will be snugly after Paper Mario and the Origami King's release. And man, oh man, you know, Kelios did, if you guys didn't know, Kelios called the previous Nintendo Direct, which was the Nintendo Direct Mini that happened in March, and now Kelios is saying that it's happening at the end of July, specifically around the date of July 20th, which will be honestly perfect considering everything that we know, or I should say don't know, when it comes to Nintendo, the Nintendo Switch, and the games moving forward. Me and Stealth40K, we talked about this in the previous episode of The Fifth Dimension, which you can find out in the description box below. And it's just posed as such a perfect time of the unknown. The only games that we do know that's coming to the Switch this year when it comes to like big substantial games is No More Heroes 3, Bravely Default 2, and you know, there's other handful of third-party games that we do know of, but when it comes to something straight out of Nintendo or Nintendo is backing, we're in the dark here. Of course, there is the rumors that are still circulating that haven't been debunked, and if anything, are, you know, have been partially proven true thanks to Paper Mario and the Origami King, which is the Super Mario Remasters and Super Mario 3D World Deluxe coming to Nintendo Switch this year, which will be a pretty good anchor to have in the holiday season. I mean, it's Mario, it sells. But I need some more information about games in the dark, such as Bayonetta 3, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Metroid Prime 4, and Breath of the Wild 2, which is hilarious. Think about those games. Look at those games. Breath of the Wild 2, Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime 4, Shin Megami Tensei 5. It seems that Nintendo is just like putting all these pieces into place. And you know me as a Zelda fan, you know, professional Zelda fan here, I would definitely want and need to see something more about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. You know, I'm not begging for a release date. I would love to see some gameplay. That's the main thing. If this Nintendo Direct is real, we are really diving into the known, and Nintendo has this in the palm of their hands, and they can literally just go out and tease anything and everything. And when it comes to this specific Direct, if it's real, I would want the first and foremost thing to be Breath of the Wild 2 gameplay, possibly the actual reveal of the subtitle, and if they want to give us a release year, that'll be dope. I'm still holding true for 2020, but it could be 2021. And then the next big thing that I would like for them to talk about and tease is possibly Character Pack 7 of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass 2. I know we just got Min, but from the strategy of last year when it comes to these characters, we've had the hero reveal and the banjo reveal all in the same Nintendo Direct that was at E3 last year. And since we have the Min reveal to be the first character of Fighters Pass 2, they could reveal the next character and then it's like, okay, fall, and then we're just here spinning our wheels for whoever that character could be and when they would drop. But honestly, it keeps diving back to the point that we don't know a lot when it comes to out of Nintendo's own bag of the future of Nintendo Switch in the latter half of 2020 or even beyond that. You know, I feel that not only us as consumers, but investors and collaborators of Nintendo needs to know what's going on. And this would be the prime account to have Nintendo Direct at the end of this month. However, there have also been some reports of VentureBeat that said, you know, before that the next big Nintendo Direct could be held back as long as back as August or September. And I don't know about that, Chief. Of course, plans can change behind the scenes, and I would love it if they decide to realize that PlayStation, you know, competitors, even though Nintendo's like, we ain't competing with anybody, we roll to the beat of our own jump. But at the same time, you need to understand, in this time, in this day and age, with the pandemic and everything that's going on, people only have so much disposable income, especially since the situation around, their potential jobs is a lot more shaky. So Nintendo as a business needs to let people understand that they still have products and whatnot coming out in order for them to sway your choice with your disposable income in the wake of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X releasing this holiday season. Nintendo needs to throttle, and all of these other announcements that's been going on since E3 had, basically bit the dust this year thanks to what's going on with the world. Nintendo really needs to put their foot back in the door and let people know, hey listen, we got your back when it comes to entertainment, and you should choose us with your moolah. Because I'm telling you right now, that PlayStation 5 event, that event was hella hype. Miles Morales, another Ratchet & Clank game, Horizon 2. Let's get this cheddar. And then at the end of the month, Xbox is having their own thing, and Halo Infinite is gonna be there. And I'm just saying, Nintendo can claim all they want that they're not in a competitive stance when it comes to their competitors, but they need to just let us know that something is coming out of the box within the big N. And all of this really doesn't boil down to a point from a fan. It's like, oh, we need a Nintendo Direct. It doesn't even have to be a Direct. It just needs to be more information about games or whatnot. Paper Mario: The Origami King, when that info dropped, I was really excited and happy for that because we finally knew of a game that was coming, and it was coming relatively soon. It's coming out next week now, and I'm ready for that game. I'm gonna play. I just finished Xenoblade and Future Connected, so I am ready for Paper Mario and the Origami King. But we need more info on the games coming out of Nintendo, and this comes from a consumer business and the standpoint, because I can just imagine how the investors are like at Nintendo. They're like, yo, what's going on? Where's the deal? Where are the games? Where the video games? But of course, going back to, professional Zelda fan here, Breath of the Wild 2, baby. Of course, it'll be great if you talked about Bayonetta 3 and Shin Megami Tensei 5 and Metroid Prime 4. Give us Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Switch. That is something you can announce during the Direct. Along with that, if Breath of the Wild 2 is not coming out this year, you know what could come out this year? Skyward Sword HD. All in all, Kelios did call the March Direct correctly, and it is poised at a good spot within the timeline of 2020 for Nintendo to have a Direct and to let us know what's going down. Everything just seems like it's right and good. And knowing Nintendo, they're always gonna announce their Directs like literally 2, 3, or even a day before the fact. And it could be, around the 20th, it could be the 21st, it could be the 19th, it could be the 22nd, it could be the week of the 20th. Because, Monday is a day that they could have Directs, Thursdays, all that good jazz. But we'll have to wait and see. What do you guys think about July 20th possibly being a day for the Nintendo Direct? Do you think Kelios is going to get on the money like he did before back in March? So, with that being said, be sure to subscribe to HMK because I'm going to keep my ears and eyes to the ground when it comes to this nonsense. And if it happens, I'll see you on Twitch. And big thanks to my Patreon supporters for helping making this video happen. If you want to find out how you can support HMK for just $1 a month, the description box has all the info you need. So, until the next visit to the 5th dimension, this has been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.